Hey, what's up? I just got back from the gym. Had a double session today. It was amazing. I had 30 minutes with my physiotherapist on dry land. Did the leg presses, and then we did battle ropes. And every time the ropes go down, that's when it kind of pulls on your core. And then we did this last on the Gintronics Xbox Connect machine, where you're sitting up in a chair and you're controlling a ball through a maze, and you control it by leaning, so forward, sideways, and back. And it's a ton of fun. Like, some of the walls are cut out, so you can't go ham and just run into the walls, because some of the walls are missing, so you kind of have to slowly navigate the ball, and it's good core exercise. But then after that, I did 30 minutes by myself in the endless pool, and it was so much fun because I had control of the current with the remote, and I had this inflatable thing around my waist, and I would just kind of lay back and kick against the current, and so much fun. Like, when you're crippled, you don't get much cardio, so it was a good way to get cardio. And every time I leave, and especially because it lowers your core temperature, I can just kick and kick and kick. And every time I leave after the pool, I feel amazing. It was so great. But I had an interesting Uber driver on the way home. He didn't have air conditioning, which is fine, and he had the windows down and blasting, but like, he was interesting for some other reasons. But I wanted to talk about heat and MS. So heat really bothers people with MS. And on the MS Society website, I think there's a portion there where it says as little as 1/4 of a degree to 1/2 a degree can really bother somebody's symptoms with MS. And I agree, but I think just putting a shirt on could increase your temperature 1/2 a degree to a full degree. So that's why I don't like wearing t-shirts at home all the time. But I do have air conditioning in my apartment, but it's only in my bedroom. And like last night, I got it down to I think 68 at night, which was awesome. But on a bad day, in the middle of the afternoon, my living room could be 20 degrees hotter. It could be 88 in my living room, or mid-80s, because the sun hammers in from this way, and there's almost no way to cool it down. I'll keep the curtains closed, but there's almost no way to keep it cool in there. And the air doesn't circulate from my bedroom down the hallway into the living room. It just, I think I need a couple fans to circulate the air. But yeah, so it really bothers people with MS. I guess in the olden days they used to diagnose people with MS by just having them go in a hot tub, and if their symptoms were more aggravated from being in the hot tub, then I guess they were presumed to have MS. But that was before the MRI, and I can kind of relate, because this past fall, when I was out west visiting my mom, I'd have a hot tub every night, and my symptoms, I could only be in there for 20 minutes, but my symptoms definitely, I got more stiff, and I always had a hard time getting out of the hot tub. And a few times I fell into the snow, but one time I remember falling. I was sitting on the ledge of the hot tub, gonna swing my legs out, but I remember tipping back and putting my arm out to the patio, and I was kind of balancing between sitting on the edge and having my arm down. So I wasn't able to push myself back up because I don't have the core strength. So I literally just had to kind of slither out of the tub, and with all the water dripping on the snow, it kind of became icy. And I remember, well, from the heat, I didn't have much control. I felt kind of paralyzed. but I remember sliding in between the patio stones and the hot tub. There's about a foot gap, and I remember having my legs stuck in there for, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. And I think it was from laying on the snow that cooled my core temp, and just laying there for a bit, I was eventually able to pull my legs out and get. But thankfully, nobody was there to see it, which is most important. I think my mom was out or something, I don't know. But nobody saw it. So, yeah, that was good. But I have a friend who has MS, and she recommends putting an ice pack or ice on the back of her neck, which is a brainstem, which I guess helps cool down the core temp, and yeah. So they also have ice cooling vests. So they have regular vests, which you can, with pockets, you can slide ice packs into. I think some of them you just submerge in water. I'm not sure how they all work, but it's all about keeping your core temperature down. And I've thought about getting one for certain days when I'm just at home and suffering, because other than that, sometimes I'll sit in front of the fan and spray the cold water, and that's kind of like I'm at Canada's Wonderland in the misting section. But that helps a lot. But yeah, so core, it really affects people, and I've got a haircut booked for next week, so hopefully that'll help lower my temperature too, because I think your heat escapes on your hands, feet, and head. So if I chop off some of this hair, that'll help. But I'm going out west on the weekend, this Saturday, and a week after that, on the 27th, my mom's getting married. So that's really exciting. Both of my brothers will be out there. It'll be nice to see them. And but I won't be able to. I don't have a liquid gym session booked until August 1st. But when I start going back, I think I'll be going back at least 3 times a week, and mostly pool sessions, likely alone, because I think I can handle it, and it's really good cardio. And yeah, so I think the heat bothers people with MS similarly to how able-bodied people, regular you folk, feel like on a really hot, humid day where it's just kind of like draining and a heavy feeling. It's like that, just I guess magnified. So you just feel really tired. But I think I read on the MS Society website it has to do with the demyelinated nerves, the ones that are already damaged, can't send the signals. So basically, like if you were to imagine this cord, you know when you get a little broken piece on the bottom of your iPhone, and sometimes it will charge and sometimes it won't. That's kind of like MS. Is the myelin sheath is kind of the coating, and then the wire is your nerve signals. So the more damage to the coating, the harder time the signals are sent. But with the heat, it really affects their ability to send the signal. It's pretty crazy. Oh, I just had a little spasm. I don't know why. But I don't know why. Gotta stay cool out here. It's starting to heat up. Thanks for watching. Cheers.